Hello, unknown. Hi, Raman. How are you guys doing? Who make your thumbnail? I make my own thumbnail, Sakshi. Hi, Besharmeen. Bye, Sharmeen. How was your day? Tiring because I did not get enough sleep. But I got sunlight. हेलो भाई पहचाना जी आयुष जी पहचाना बिल्कुल पहचाना हाउ वाज योर डे रमन इट्स बाय शर्मीन बेशरम जैसे पता नहीं क्यों रखा है ये नाम बेशर्मीन हाँ हाँ आई गॉट द वर्ड प्ले नाइस यू नो व्हाट हैपेंड विद मी टुडे गाइस मैं आज की वीडियो रिकॉर्ड कर रहा था एंड मेरी मेरा माइक डेड हो गया माइक की बैटरी खत्म हो गई उसके बाद मुझे कॉल आ गया तो बहुत बढ़िया टॉपिक है जो मैंने इसकी थोड़ी रिसर्च करके भी रखी है एंड इसके ऊपर जो नेक्स्ट वीडियो आने वाला है बट बिकॉज वो दो चीजें बीच में आ गई फिर मैंने चार्ज पे रख दी अपनी बैटरी को एंड एज अ रिजल्ट मैं अभी तक अपनी आज की वीडियो रिकॉर्ड नहीं कर पाया हूँ आई वॉज रियली फ्रेश मैं शार लेके बैठा था रेडी टू रिकॉर्ड माई वीडियो बट आज की वीडियो अभी तक नहीं हो पाई रिकॉर्ड एंड आई एम स्लीप डिप्राइव्ड अगेन येट अगेन आई एम स्लीप डिप्राइव्ड तो आज का कुछ अलग सीन है हम यू आई डोंट नो इफ यू कैन सी इट ऑन माई फेस बट आई एम pretty sleep deprived I mean I got 5 hours of sleep 5 घंटे सो गया था मैं लेकिन फिर भी जब आप टाइम से नहीं सोते ना वो पता चल जाता है आप लाइक यू गेट रियली टायर्ड यू गेट सो फटीग्ड एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई हैव राइट नाउ आई कैन सी इट बिकॉज क्या हो रहा है ना कि मैं एक टाइम फॉलो करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ स्लीप को लेकर एंड वीकेंड में फिर वो टाइम इंटरप्ट हो जाता है बिकॉज आई went out with my friends and I was awake till 4 a.m. basically last weekend. And क्योंकि मैंने वो किया तो फिर नेक्स्ट डे से जब मैं वापस 10-11 बजे तक सोने की कोशिश करता हूँ सो वो नहीं हो पाता लाइक 11 बजे नींद ही नहीं आ रही थी. So as a result, I was awake later than I should have been, and as a result, you it's front in front of you. I'm sleep deprived. But hopefully today is when I will reverse the cycle. I will be sleeping earlier. I'm in a quest. I'm in a long war. I'm in a long quest to actually win from my sleep. And I think I've reduced it down to a very simple step. The simple step is that I have to sleep between 10 to 11 every single day. And once I start doing that, the rest can just get fixated as I go. Because that's how it works. जब आप हर रोज एक टाइम पे सोते हो, so your body adapts to that. But my body has not been able to adapt because my times are so different. Every day I sleep at different times. There are no routine times. And I've tried being on routine times, but I can't do that. I have two amazing scripts ready. I've started taking bullet points, making notes whenever I record my video, and I have amazing scripts ready, but I did not record any of them yet. So I have recording to do for them. और आप लोग बताओ यार, और क्या चल रहा है? I haven't taken a break from live stream. Apart from the weekend, I've more or less been very consistent with my live streaming though. Less energy. Yes, I lack energy. Yes, definitely do. किस सिटी में रहते हो भाई? मैं कोलकाता में रहता हूँ. मेरा आपको यूनिक लगता होगा जैसे मैं कहता हूँ पहचाना. हाँ, मुझे इसलिए तो मुझे समझ में आ जाता है ना कि आप कौन हो. Also, I had a very heavy meal right now. So there's all, and it was a fair amount of carbs. Rice थे, biryani थी यार basically. So that also adds to the tiredness and the fatigue that you can see in me right now. Dr. Sania, hello. But the key lesson or the key learning that I take from this is that I use it as practice. That even in my worst day, even when I'm so tired, can I still do my basic task? My basic task being recording a video and coming on live every day, talking to you guys, regardless of whatever happens in my day. And if I can do that, I've made it a habit more or less. And I've been so sleepy and I've still come in front of the camera and I've still recorded. I've still tried to talk sense into the camera. I've tried to give away as much value as I can. So that's what my aim is. That's what my practice is, which is why I keep doing this. Even if I have such a bad day where I cannot even imagine doing something, I'll take a break once in a while when I'm really tired, when it's really not possible for me to actually come here and actually provide positive value in any way. But if I cannot do that, then I'll also take a break. But even after I take a break, I keep coming back every time. भाई मैं ट्रैवलिंग व्लॉग करके ट्रैवल करके साथ में घूमना भी चाहता हूँ, बट मैं कैसे स्टार्ट करूँ? Start in your own city, Ayush, or start by going to somewhere scenic near wherever you live. आप कहाँ पे रहते हो? जहाँ पे भी रहते हो उसके पास जाके व्लॉग करो, कोई भी सुंदर जगह पे, एनी टूरिस्टिक स्पॉट. पहले आदत डालो कैमरा के सामने आने की, पहले आदत डालो कोई भी जगह को बाहर रिकॉर्ड करने की. क्योंकि देखो व्लॉग करने में एक सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है दैट आपकी वो होनी चाहिए कि आप, पहली बात तो कि आप लोगों से बिल्कुल आपको अफेक्ट ना पड़े. क्योंकि आपको, आई होप आपको आइडिया है कि जब आप अपना कैमरा लेकर व्लॉग करोगे बाहर तो आपको बहुत सारे लोग देखने वाले हैं. सो यू हैव टू गेट कंफर्टेबल विद दैट आयुष. तो क्या आप में वो है? That is one major reason why I haven't started my Instagram, because in the way the Instagram algorithm works is कि जितने भी आप वीडियो डालते हो ना, वो आपके आसपास वाले आपके लोकेलिटी में भी जाते हैं. So there is a good chance that everyone in my city finds out that I'm on Instagram and I'm doing that. So I'm waiting it out for YouTube के 10,000 तक, या तो at least थोड़ा और time. Right now my focus is primarily YouTube. I don't want it to go into Instagram, but yeah, Instagram is inevitable. I'll have to make Instagram content as well. I'll have to make reels. भाई टंग की कोई एक्सरसाइज होती है? टंग की कैसी एक्सरसाइज? क्या बात करने के लिए? बात करने के लिए बात करनी पड़ती है, बात करना सीखने के लिए बात करनी पड़ती है ज्यादा. You have to talk, let the words come out of your mouth in order for you to exercise your tongue. Make me a duo after 1 or 2 years. मुझे एस और एन में प्रॉब्लम होती है. आयुष, आई थिंक आपको विजिट यू शुड विजिट अ डॉक्टर. देयर इज आई एम श्योर देयर इज a doctor for that can help you with this problem. I don't exactly know what that doctor is called जो आपको टंग की हेल्प कर सकता है, एस एन एंड की. But I'm sure there exists such a doctor. Hello Hema. What time do you guys go to sleep at? Do you have a daily regular time that you go to sleep at? I actually came across a very interesting fact yesterday while I was thinking about sleep. I'll admit that I did not even try to sleep once, but my eyes were not closing anyway. But I'll tell you, I'll share the fact with you, okay? So basically, जब भी आपको अगर नींद नहीं आ रही हो ना, so what you need to do is just lay down and try not to sleep. अगर आपको सोना है, so do the contrary, try not to sleep, just lay down on your bed. Of course you can't have your screens around you and you can't be in any sort of lighting. डार्क में आपका रूम जब डिम हो, डिम या डार्क, तब try to be awake, try and force yourself to be awake. That is the tip, apparently that is what will help you fall asleep. एंड आई हैव नोटिस दिस, आई पर्सनली एक्सपीरियंस दिस, कि जब सबसे ज्यादा आप चाहते हो कि आपको नींद ना आए, तभी सबसे ज्यादा नींद आती है. सो दैट्स द ट्रिक, कि जब आपको नींद नहीं आ रही हो तो ट्राई करो जगने की. ट्राई टू कीप योरसेल्फ अवेक एज पॉसिबल, अवेक, एंड यू आर अलाउड टू ब्लिंक. आपकी वाइफ टीचर जैसी है, जोक्स पर भी सीरियस रिएक्शन होता है आपका. Yeah, I get that a lot by Besharmi. I get that a lot. नंबर वन रीजन इज कि यहाँ पे समझना मुश्किल होता है कि ऑन टेक्स्ट कोई जोक कर रहा है समवन, लाइक, क्योंकि यू कैन नॉट टेल ऑन टेक्स्ट, राइट, कि कैसी टोन है किसकी. बट मैं तो जनरल में भी, या यू आर राइट, कि आई रिएक्ट वेरी सीरियसली इन कंपैरिजन टू जोक्स until I am in the mood of making jokes, which is very rare anyway. 12 p.m. If you're going to sleep every day at 12 p.m, Raman, that's great, that's amazing. ठीक है, वो बेटर है, एटलीस्ट आपका एक कंसिस्टेंट टाइम तो है. मेरा वो कंसिस्टेंट टाइम ही नहीं बन पा रहा है, दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. Even in my own native language, I can't control the flow. Just it comes faster and louder. Hema, are you someone who used to come to my live earlier? Are you the same Hema? Because I remember a Hema who used to be regular in my live streams at some point of time, before maybe a month or two. Are you the same Hema? There was a Hema. She wrote a poem for me. Okay, okay. Not a poem for me, but she wrote some lines, I think, for me at some point. Okay, you are the same Hema. It's been a while, Hema. Hi. You have a new account, huh? एस एन एन की प्रॉब्लम होती है आपको, आयुष? There's also this stutter. Like, do you have a stuttering problem, Ayush, or is it just S and N that you mix? I've met a lot of people like that, जो S and N को सही से नहीं बोल पाते. Well, maybe no, not that one you remember, but I used to come. Okay, I'm not sure then. I'm not sure, Hema, if I'm talking about the same person or if you are the same person. She was 16, I think. She was 16 or something, or 17, 18. I don't exactly remember. Then, of course, not me. Has there been anything that you have guys have been consistent with in the last year? And if not, what is it that you're trying to be consistent with? And if there is something like that, what is it? For me, it's me posting YouTube videos. That's something that I've been hella consistent with. Apart from that, I've also been hella consistent with reading or learning something every day. That's just something that I really love doing. तो आप लोगों के लिए ऐसी कौन सी चीज है? कोई चीज है क्या? I'm curious. एंड क्या आप उसको 1 साल से कर रहे हो लास्ट? It's embarrassing now. What is embarrassing? Bhaiya, I love cooking food. I can cook any food and I want to earn money with it, but I'm shy to upload content in YouTube. Is there any other way to earn except YouTube? If you love cooking food, there's lots and lots of ways to make money from it. One of them, for instance, the concept of cloud kitchen, Das, if you've heard of that. There are cloud kitchens now, so you don't really need to even have a restaurant of yours. All you need is like just an online front where you might have to pay the application that hosts your kitchen, your cloud kitchen, and using that you can send or deliver your food. That is one way that you can make money from cooking. You can become a chef. You can you can teach other people cooking. Those are three different things that I just told you, Das, that you can earn money from if you love cooking food. I love your advices, but a guy who is 19 age, never experienced any kind of job, how it will decide their career? How did he know what work feels satisfying? That is the point going. Uh, there are two things that a guy who is 19 needs to do. One of them is look into his past. What are the things that you used to do in your life? What are the things that you do as a hobby? What is the kind of person that you are? Let's say I'll give you my example. I was always talkative in class. I loved writing, I loved reading books, I loved knowledge, I loved fitness. These are some of the things that I loved. So as a result, I deciphered that this is eventually something that I would have loved to do. I always had the idea that this is something that I would be doing. Maybe explaining things to people, maybe doing something related to me talking, like sales, communicating things to others, writing. I always had the idea of that, but I only put it to execution after I turned 25 or 24, which was last year. One thing is that you can look into the past of the kind of things that you like or are interested in, look into your tendencies, look into what is a topic that really fascinates you, what is something that you could do, or what is something that you do even when you're not getting paid for it. Ask these questions to yourself, Boeing. That is one. And the other thing is, you just pick. If you struggle to find anything, then you just try different things. You just pick whatever seems the most bearable to you, based on whatever little advantage that you have over other people. And by advantage, I mean, what is that certain skill that you think that you might be able to eventually master, or that seems okay, you can do this, this is not a problem. So try and start trying those kind of things. Consistent in gym, want to be consistent in study also, doing gym for 1 year. Wow, that's great, Raman. I haven't been consistent in gym since I have turned at least 23. That must feel amazing, Raman. That must feel amazing. I remember and I miss the feeling that going to gym on a regular basis gives. It has its own sort of dopamine that you get when you're consistent with something, and it usually has a butterfly effect. That if you're consistent with something, it will often lead you to being consistent, or also making or developing better habits in other areas of your life. So it's really beautiful when you're consistent at anything, especially the gym. I miss the feeling of regularly visiting or going to the gym. I'm kind of a person who has nothing hobbies, just study for getting good marks. I never experienced anything else except studies. Okay, then in that case, Boeing, what subjects do you like to study? In comparison to the subjects that you have all studied, which are the ones that you have preferences for? Look towards that. Basically, Boeing, the point here is to look into towards your past and see what, observe your tendencies, observe your personality. What are the kind of things that you like doing, or what are the kind of things that you would prefer, right? So that's why, like, if you say that you study, then tell me what are your preferences for subjects, what kind of subjects that you like. Walaikum assalam, Kashifa. Raman, are you finishing your protein intake? Do you count? I mean, I know that you don't really need to count now. I remember you telling me that you don't count. But are you hitting your protein goals, Raman, on a regular basis? I'm really glad that you've been so consistent with your fitness, because I remember you telling this to me around the time when I started regularly posting content, because you were relate. It's almost going to be a year, Raman. By the way, I think you discovered my channel when it was like what, October? Was it November or was it Jan? It was Jan this year, at the start of this year, when you started frequenting or like being one of my first viewers. And I remember the comments coming from you on my videos. And I remember you telling me how you were consistent with your gym. I guess we have both been fairly consistent at our certain tasks, mine being posting videos. What can I do to avoid brain fog? Like when I listen, I understand, but then I can't put them into words when they ask what I understand. You can meditate, Hema. This is a very increasing problem that a lot of people have started to face as a result of our attention deficit. And the attention deficit comes from us consuming increasing amount of information thanks to our phones and thanks to social media. The solution to that is meditating, keeping away from screens, trying to be very much present into the moment. Mindfulness exercises like just focusing a little bit on the moment, being like observing the thoughts as they come to you and being aware about them. The more you try to control your emotions or your thoughts, the more you won't be able to control them. So just be aware of them. Some other reasons for brain fog are usually a poor diet, a poor sleep schedule, lack of vitamin D, not getting enough sunlight. These are also amongst some of the reasons. So you need to consider all of those, Hema. Your diet, your diet and nutrition, whether you're getting some sort of exercise, whether you're sleeping at the same time and waking up at the same time every day, whether you're getting sunlight, whether you have enough vitamin D, and in your diet, of course, if you have enough protein intake. These are some of the key things that are the fundamentals of living a healthy life. My life is stuck. I feel weak. There's nothing wrong with feeling weak, but there is definitely something wrong that when you feel a certain way, but then you don't do anything about that. Okay, you feel weak, so what next? What can you do about that now? What are you going to do to change that situation? Are you going to just keep feeling weak, or are you going to take some sort of action for yourself so that you don't feel weak? That's the choice that you have, Bindas Gaming. Hi, Sumit Kumar. Talking in general for some reason, and especially talking to you guys, gives me energy for some reason. All my fatigue just goes away. I can just relax, chill and talk to you guys. I freaking love it. मजा आता है यार मुझे सवालों का जवाब देते हुए और आपसे बातें करते हुए. मैं फिटनेस रिलेटेड वीडियोस डालता हूँ अभी, 1 मंथ होने वाला है। ओके। ब्रो, योर ईच एंड एवरी वीडियो इज पावर फॉर मी, थैंक यू। You're welcome, Bindas. There should be someone who listens and actually cares to respond. May Allah reward you with lots of blessings. Thank you, Hema. Appreciate it. Hi, Satyam. मेरा कमेंट एक बार में पढ़ना। पढ़ तो लिया यार आपका अच्छा, आप कुछ और लिख रहे हो शायद। हाय टीपी टीपी। भाई एक बात पूछनी थी, आपको क्या लगता है हमें हमेशा अपने पेरेंट्स की हर बात मान लेनी चाहिए? नहीं, ऑफ कोर्स नहीं माननी चाहिए। पेरेंट्स छोड़ो, आप किसी की भी बात, अपने आप को छोड़ के आप किसी की बात हमेशा नहीं मान सकते। इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल। इट्स नॉट ह्यूमनली पॉसिबल फॉर समवन टू डू दैट कि आप किसी की भी कोई भी हर बात मानो। आप सोचो कि आप अपनी खुद की बात नहीं मानते। मैंने एक बंदे को बोलते हुए सुना था, अगर तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स मिलियनेयर नहीं है तो वो तुम्हें मिलियनेयर कैसे बनना है ये नहीं सिखा सकते। इस बात में कितनी सच्चाई है। और अगर किसी इंसान को लाइफ में 99% लोगों से आगे निकलना हो तो उसे किसकी बात ज्यादा सुननी चाहिए, पेरेंट्स की या उन लोगों की जिन्होंने वो रिजल्ट खुद अचीव किया है? सत्यम, आई थिंक आपने खुद अपने आप का आंसर दे दिया ये क्वेश्चन पूछते पूछते। ऑल्सो आई डोंट थिंक कि दुनिया इतनी ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट है सत्यम, कि एक किसी की बात सुन ली एंड आगे निकल गए, वो निकल गए। देखो हमेशा ऑफ कोर्स द पर्सन हु हैज अचीव्ड सम सॉर्ट ऑफ अ रिजल्ट, दे आर बेटर, दे आर लाइक अ गुड सोर्स। कि आप उनसे गाइडेंस लो, आप उनसे मेंटरशिप लो, आप उनसे कुछ पूछो। बट उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि बाकी सारे लोगों की एडवाइस नहीं लेनी चाहिए या वो बेकार है। ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन। मेरा मानना ये है कि हर इंसान की एडवाइस में आप जितनी अच्छी चीज है वो ले लो, जितना आप एक्चुअली में अप्लाई कर सकते हो, जितना आपको सुनकर लगे कि ठीक है, एंड बाकी की चीजों को रद्द कर दो। But here's the thing, of course, there is a twist in this, Satyam, ke a lot of times when we are struggling or when we are struggling towards a certain goal, chances are कि हम ज्यादा overthink करते हैं, and because we overthink, because we are not capable to think for ourselves, and जो भी हम सोचेंगे probably that won't even get us the results। क्योंकि आप खुद ही सोचो हम इस कंडीशन में क्यों है। A person who is struggling, why are they in a certain condition? Why are they struggling? Because their brain, because if their brain had not got them there, they would not have been there। So yeah, definitely you need to, I think you need to lean towards जिसने भी वो रिजल्ट को अचीव किया है। लेकिन यार अगेन उसमें नुआंस है कि जिसने भी रिजल्ट को अचीव किया है उसमें भी आपको डिफरेंस दिखेगी। बिकॉज इफ सब सब इट्स नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट कि एक ही इंसान ने रिजल्ट को अचीव किया है। लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल बिकमिंग रिच, और लेट्स से दैट इज द मोस्ट कॉमन गोल दैट मोस्ट पीपल हैव, राइट? दे वांट टू बिकम रिच, दे वांट टू बिकम वेल्दी। तो अब दुनिया में कितने तरह के वेल्दी लोग हैं, कितने लोगों ने कितने अलग अलग तरह से पैसे कमाए हैं। तो अब किसकी बात सुनोगे, किसकी बात नहीं सुनोगे इस केस में? एंड पहली बात तो आप ये कैसे एक्सेप्ट कर लोगे कि बिकमिंग अ मिलियनर इज द रिजल्ट और द गोल? हाउ हाउ डू यू नो कि आपके लिए वो सही गोल है? सो ऑलवेज क्वेश्चन थिंग्स, ऑलवेज आस्क दिस टू योरसेल्फ, लर्न अबाउट योरसेल्फ। कि आपने ये गोल कैसे बना लिया? आपको कैसे पता चला कि आपको मिलियनर बनना है या आपके लिए वो आपकी नीड है? एंड अगर बनना भी है तो आपको आपको कैसे पता कि अ, इसकी इसकी सुनने से मैं बन जाऊंगा, गारंटी आपको गारंटी क्योंकि कोई नहीं देगा लाइफ में कि कोई कुछ चीज करने के लिए। रीड रिच डैड पुअर डैड फॉर मोर डिटेल्स। रिच डैड पुअर डैड, रिच डैड पुअर बैड, अच्छा आपने पुअर बैड लिखा है, इजंट इट रिच डैड पुअर डैड? इट्स अ वेरी पॉपुलर बुक बट मैंने उसके बहुत खराब रिव्यूज पढ़े हैं, इसलिए आई नेवर एक्चुअली रेड दैट बुक। मैंने सिर्फ उसके उसके यूट्यूब वीडियोस देखे हैं कवरिंग द टॉपिक्स अबाउट वॉट एवर इज कवर्ड इन दैट बुक, बिकॉज दैट एडवाइस इज नॉट फाइनेंशियली साउंड। दिस इज समथिंग दैट आई हर्ड फ्रॉम फाइनेंशियल एक्सपर्ट्स रिव्यूइंग दैट बुक। भाई सब चीज में जब अमीर हो जाते हैं तो ओवरऑल सक्सेसफुल हो जाते हैं। दैट इज फ्लॉड, दैट इज दैट इज फ्लॉड थिंकिंग, सत्यम। व्हाट इज सक्सेस? You cannot define success objectively. It is subjective. What might be your imagination of success is not necessarily the definition of success for everyone. But yeah, it's true that most people in this day and age, if you are making a lot of money, then that might be the peak or the pinnacle of what someone thinks success is. खुद की, फैमिली की, सोसाइटी की, सबके पर्सपेक्टिव से। हाँ, लेकिन is it not true that there are people who are making lots of money and they are still not happy with their life? They are miserable. So you need to have the right fundamentals. Even if you're making a lot of money, I definitely believe that your psyche, your mindset plays a very big role, a crucial role. Otherwise, you won't be able to sustain yourself with that money. And even if you end up by chance or probability, even if you end up becoming someone who has a lot of money, if you don't have the right mindset, you won't be able to be that way for long. मतलब बेसिक फाइनेंस के बारे में हम कुछ सीख सकते हैं बाय दिस बुक। आपने क्या रीड की है सुमित जी, क्या आपने बुक? Of course you can learn something about basic finance from that book because that is a very popular book, it's hailed by everyone. But I've heard bad reviews about that, but I can't comment on that book क्योंकि मैंने खुद नहीं पढ़ी है उस बुक को, and मुझे याद भी नहीं है उस बुक में क्या था। पेरेंट्स लोगों का प्रेशर से, बट साइड में अपना गोल पे भी फोकस करूंगा। बेस्ट ऑफ लक सत्यम। Suddenly algorithm suggest me your video. What video was it, Dev? What video of mine did the algorithm suggest you? Was it the most popular video of mine? मैं 19 का हूँ, कुछ कुछ समझ में आया। I wasted 5 years. Acha, it was my most popular video. Okay. आपके हिसाब से किसी गोल में हमको अपना कितना इयर्स देना चाहिए? अगर सक्सेसफुल नहीं हुआ उसमें तो कब छोड़ना चाहिए? मतलब कितने साल सफिशिएंट होता है किसी गोल में? कोई आर्बिट्रेरी साल नहीं होते सत्यम। इट्स एंटायरली बेस्ड ऑन योर फीलिंग। आपको कोई चीज़ अच्छी जब लगती है तो आपको पता चल जाता है। जब आप फूड टेस्ट करते हो एंड आपको उसका टेस्ट पसंद आता है, तो आपको खुद को पता आपको कैसे पता चल जाता है कि यार मुझे ये खाना अच्छा लग रहा है। आई प्रेफर दिस ओवर अदर अदर फूड्स। क्या उसका कोई प्रोसेस होता है? नहीं होता। आपको खुद पता चल जाता है। हाउ डू यू डिसाइड और हाउ डू यू फाइंड आउट कि अगर आपको किसी यू फॉल फॉर समवन, खुद आपको पता चलता है ना, गट फीलिंग आती है। तो इतनी अवेयरनेस रखनी पड़ेगी आपको। लेकिन जनरल में गलती लोग यही करते हैं कि कोई चीज को इनफ ट्राई ही नहीं करते बिफोर दे गिव अप इन दैट थिंग। आप बहुत प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्पल्स देते हो, क्योंकि ये चीज ही प्रैक्टिकल है जो मैं बताता हूँ। इट इज वेरी मच प्रैक्टिकल, इट इज बेस्ड ऑन प्रैक्टिकलिटी। एंड दिस एक्चुअली वर्क्स बाय द वे। एंड अगर मैं किसी चीज को बोल रहा हूँ, किसी चीज तो नहीं, ऑफ कोर्स मैंने हर चीज दुनिया में ट्राई नहीं की है, लेकिन जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ वो उसका सबसे बड़ा एग्जाम्पल मैं आपके सामने बैठा हूँ। Could you please share any story which might be helpful for us? Dev, I've shared lots of stories in my videos. I have about a library of 500 plus videos. Any video of mine usually has some sort of story or something that I'm teaching from, some reference that I'm giving from my past life or my previous, not my previous life, like my past experience. One simple story or one simple lesson that I could tell you guys about is very simple. It's the most simple thing to listen to. It's very hard to follow, which is consistency over intensity. If you just get this thing ingrained in your mind and you accept or you understand कि कोई चीज को सीखने का बेस्ट तरीका होता है is to repeat that again and again, to practically just have it ingrained in your brain, in your muscle memory. And how does that happen? By repeating something every single day. And now wherever or whoever you will find who is good at something, you will find this consistent with them, that they have developed that habit long time back. What story was I reading? Who was it that I was reading about? Yeah, I was actually talking to someone who was a businessman. He was 23 years old. He started his cloth fabric whatever textile business when he was 18 years old. His dad was already in business, of course, so he had some sort of advantage in that sense. But since he was 18, he was paying rent for his own shop, for his own business. And yesterday I was speaking to him. He was 23 years old and he's earning in lakhs now. And when I was speaking to him, he told me literally so many things that I was not even aware about in terms of clothes or the minute details. Like he told me that he could look at someone's t-shirt or someone's cloth and tell where it has come from, what material is it. And that dude was just 23, earning in lakhs. He had his own shop and everything. He was paying rent to his dad. So really, there is no secret to it other than the fact that he started doing all of that when he was 18. Today he's 23. Considering the fact that he has been spending hours and hours just learning and getting practical experience in the trade, he is now pretty much what you could call successful. So consistency really is the key, guys. There is nothing in the world that you can't achieve or accomplish if that is what you have. Although it is so simple, most people never succeed at it, because one day or the other, or one way or the other, we absolutely sabotage ourselves. We are like, oh yeah, this is not over, I'm not getting any result, this is not working, it's time for me to give up, it's over for me. Take my example. Like, I if you look at my videos, if you look at the pattern, like considering the amount of views that I used to get at some point, of course there was a point where I used to get absolutely zero views, but then there was a point where I was getting better views, like average better views, right? And now there is a point where I'm getting, like, again my views have really lowered down. So if I was like any other normal YouTuber, I would have probably given up, because what, in terms of outcome, why does someone do something? They do it for the outcome, right? And in terms of outcome, I'm not really getting that outcome that you would expect a YouTuber to get, that is views, right? But I still continue, because it's not like, I understand that I will get these times, I'll have to go through this. It's only been 1 year since I've been doing this. Of course I've seen incredible results, but this is not the time for me to give up. This is the time for me to go all into this, like just give my more, like just continue doing the thing, and I'll definitely get exponential results over the years. But if I give up now, it would have been in vain, all the things that I developed in the past, like in the past 1 year. So that's just an example of consistency. भाई, आप जब कंटिन्यूअली अपना काम करते हो तो थोड़ी देर बाद ब्रेक लेते हो क्या? और अगर लेते हो तो क्या करते हो ब्रेक में? रील्स? मैं काम बहुत कम करता हूँ सत्यम, अगर मैं आपको ऑनेस्टली बताऊं, इन द लास्ट फ्यू मंथ्स मैं बहुत कम काम करता हूँ, मे बी मुश्किल से 1 या 2 घंटे के अंदर मेरा डीप वर्क होता है। इनफैक्ट इवन 10 to 15 मिनट्स में मेरा डीप वर्क का वो होता है। बाकी जितना भी काम होता है इट्स सुपरफिशियल शैलो वर्क, जो मैं आराम से कर सकता हूँ। बाकी जो मेन काम होता है, इंपॉर्टेंट काम होता है, जो एक्चुअली मुझे करके कोई रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट मिल रहा है, दैट इज माई डीप वर्क, दैट इज लाइक 10 to 15 मिनट्स या मैक्सिमम 20-30 मिनट्स। बट दैट इज डीप क्वालिटी वर्क के, मतलब मैं सब कुछ साइड करके पूरा अपना ध्यान उसी तरफ दे रहा हूं। I'm very serious about my studies, but I still struggle to build consistency. Keep a very realistic and small goal for you. Hey, a tip for you there. If you keep a very simplistic goal for yourself, then you'll be able to more easier, like it will be easier for you to continue that and keep consistent with it. I'll tell you what I'm doing personally. I'm doing 10 push-ups every day in my room, because I've been in a phase where I haven't been exercising at all. It's like it has gotten out of me, the habit to exercise. So now I'm starting to get back to the habit by doing 10 push-ups every day in my room. Ironically, this was how I started my whole fitness journey 10 years back, when I was 15 years old, when I was 14 years old. I first got into fitness. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do 10 push-ups and 10 squats every day in my room. That's how I started. Then there were years where I spent in the gym, years when I actually lost a lot of weight, years when I got fit, years when I actually gained back the weight. But like all of that was a cycle. But the point being that it all started from my room with 10 push-ups. क्या एमबीए करना सही है 2026 में? निखिल कमात ने कहा था कि स्टूपिड है 2026 में एमबीए करना। किसी के कहने या ना कहने से कुछ स्टूपिड या वो नहीं बन जाता समीर। It all depends on the intention that you have after doing MBA. If your intention is that the degree will entirely carry you, वो डिग्री करने के बाद आप में मैजिकल पावर आ जाएगी, probably not the case. अगर आपके पास ऑलरेडी स्किल्स है, अगर आपको लगता है कि दैट डिग्री में आप मेहनत करने के लिए रेडी हो, आपको जो भी ट्रायल्स एंड ट्रिबुलेशंस उस डिग्री के दौरान होके, उसके पहले जो भी होगा कि आपको एग्जाम पार करनी पड़ेगी शायद, यू विल हैव टू हैव एन एंड रिजल्ट इन माइंड के एमबीए करने के बाद क्या, कि किस चीज के लिए करना चाहते हो। इफ यू आर डूइंग इट फॉर द राइट रीजंस, अगर आप एक्चुअली में देख रहे हो यू हैव सम सॉर्ट ऑफ एन अलाइनमेंट with whatever you are hoping to get after MBA, then sure, MBA I still would not think that it is a poor degree in its sense, but it all depends on what your intention doing that degree is, what you want to do that degree for. All right, but if you ask me in general about degrees, so I actually have a video coming out about this, Samir, maybe in the next 2 or 3 days, about 5 skills that you can learn without any degrees sitting at your home. वेरी फंडामेंटल स्किल्स, इसके बारे में मैं अपनी वीडियो में डालूंगा. आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट ऑल द डिटेल्स इन दैट वीडियो. इट वोंट बी एक्सट्रीमली डिटेल्ड, बट इट विल बी इनफ कि आपको समझ में आ जाए कि क्या कर सकते हो, क्या नहीं कर सकते हो. मेरा ओपिनियन सही है क्या पूछ रहे हो आप कि मुझे बता रहे हो? सुमित जी, my results came out yesterday and I failed, but listening to you makes me feel motivated. Thank you so much. देव, आई डोंट नो इफ यू नोटिस दिस पैटर्न, लेकिन जितने भी आप सक्सेस स्टोरी सुनते हो ना, यू विल ऑलवेज सी अ पैटर्न इन दैट. पैटर्न वही होगा कि उसमें उन्होंने एटलीस्ट 5, 6, 10, 15 फेलियर्स एक्सपीरियंस किए होंगे, एंड आफ्टर सीरीज ऑफ फेलियर्स उनके उनके लाइफ में 2 या 3 सक्सेसेस हो गए. लेकिन वो 2 या 3 सक्सेसेस ऐसे आते हैं ना कि आपकी लाइफ बदल देते हैं. लेकिन उन सक्सेस तक पहुंचने के लिए आपको फेलियर की सीढ़ी पे ही चढ़ के जाना पड़ता है. बट मोस्ट पीपल डोंट हैव द गट्स अनफॉर्चुनेटली कि वो फेलियर को झेल सके एंड वो फेलियर को एक पॉजिटिव तरीके से ले सके कि ठीक है, फेलियर ही तो है, क्या बड़ी बात है, लेट मी मूव ऑन. अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमारे सोसाइटी में फेलियर को टैग को ही गलत तरीके से देखा जाता है, एंड दैट्स ओके. People who are scared, who are afraid, they let themselves be held back by such silly tags. People who are not, they don't bother, they will just keep moving on regardless of whatever tag they get. Parents respect only government jobs. For them, government job is the only job. No value of private. But seeing the competition in government, I'm scared. What should I do? Be realistic, Antim. If you think that you actually have some way to clear a government exam, you will have to lock in. You will have to grind at least for a year. And by grind, I mean mostly be consistent, sit in your room, have the ability to do deep work, probably 3 to 5 hours every day. If you can pull in consistent work rate like that, then there is nothing that can stop you from even clearing an exam. But considering your own capability, do you have the capability to actually do that? Most people don't. I'll be realistic, and most people don't even clear these exams probabilistically. So if you don't think that you have that, then there's nothing that you're missing out on. Just move on from that government exam ka chaska, and have a word with your parents and explain this thing to them, that would you rather me give 1 to 2 years of my life to an exam which I anyway won't clear, and then at the end I will have invested my money, my time, and then you will still anyway you will tell me that why did you waste my time, why did you waste my money. Your parents will tell you why did you waste the money. So do you want that, or do you want me to actually make something of myself, like right now, starting now? Because 1 to 2 years, by that time you could have actually built a business, you could have actually invested something in learning some new skill which could actually get you a job. So it's your choice, Antim. Got exams in a week and I'm very sick. I don't know what to do. I'm not being able to stay productivity. do whatever you can, Ria. If you can do a little bit, it's okay. Take medicine and take rest. No need to stress out for something that you cannot do much for. If you're sick, then there's nothing literally that you can do. Just worrying constantly will not help your situation. It will only make it worse. You will feel more sick. So just accept and be realistic. If there is anything that you can do, hold a book in your hand. Um, whatever information that you can take in, do that little bit of study, okay? And don't worry about or stress too much about the situation. It's normal, Ria. It's not this. What can you do? You tell me. Like, the best you can do is take care of yourself and keep a book in your hand and study जितना आपको समझ में आता है. भैया, जो बिलियनर्स पब्लिक इवेंट्स में अपना ओपिनियन देते हैं उनको सुनना चाहिए अपने करियर डिसाइड करने के लिए. समीर, करियर डिसाइड करने के लिए आप जितने लोगों की भी सुन लो, अल्टीमेटली आपको कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस झेलने हैं. तो आप सुनो सबकी, लेकिन करो अपनी. देखो अपनी पर्सनालिटी को, देखो कि आप किस चीज में लग सकते हो, किस चीज में नहीं लग सकते. एक्स्ट्रा चीज, कोई नॉलेज कभी बेकार नहीं होती. मतलब ओके, यू कैन टेक इट, यू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम समवन, बट उसका एप्लीकेशन भी होना चाहिए ना. तो उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना आपका वो होता है कि देखो, अगर किसी की बात सुन रहे हो, वो इट मेक सेंस फॉर यू, देन ट्राई इट. लेकिन यूजुअली माय एडवाइस इज कि करियर को लेकर जो भी है, आप जितने लोगों की भी सुन लो, अल्टीमेटली यू हैव टू आस्क योरसेल्फ, बिकॉज इट इज सेल्फ नॉलेज. करियर के कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस आपको झेलने पड़ते हैं. करियर में जो भी करना होता है आपको करना होता है. आपके लिए कोई और आके तो नहीं करेगा ना. हाँ, एडवाइस ले सकते हो आप दूसरे लोगों से, बट बी केयरफुल विद इट, बिकॉज दे नो विच डायरेक्शन द वर्ल्ड विल गो. देखो, ट्रेंड वाली बात आ गई समीर. देखो, ट्रेंड्स आते जाते रहते हैं. Work on fundamentals, not trends. Work on skills, not opinions. मैं बिलीव करता हूँ नेवर गिव अप, बिकॉज टैलेंट और स्किल विदाउट हार्ड वर्क इज नथिंग. इफ यू ओनली होप वी कांट गेट एनीथिंग. या सीधा इग्नोर करना चाहिए. डू यू हैव एनी पॉडकास्ट रिकमेंडेशन? By Besharmin, one podcast I used to listen to was Philosophize This. It is a philosophy podcast, but it was the first thing that got me invested in philosophy, or maybe my start of reading more philosophers. I really love that podcast. बियर वाइसेस के मत देखना. Hello, Murtaza. You know, I watched one of your Hindi videos today, and I swear to God, God, your Hindi accent sounds like you're delivering a whole political speech. That's a first. That's a first. I'll suggest you guys some podcasts. One of them is Philosophize This, that I used to listen to. That is philosophy, of course. That is philosophy. There is one more. Let me look at the name, if I can recall the name, or if I can search the name. What is the name of that podcast? Yeah, it's called. What is it called? Yeah, the podcast is called The Diary of a CEO. The Diary of a CEO. Also, Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman, however you pronounce him. Those are some of the podcasts you might consider listening to. Very educational. Acharya Prashant is also someone I listen to. Beer biceps कौन है? First time watching you. Can you introduce me yourself, please? I love to talk. If you need any introduction about me, I love to talk. That's literally it. I love to yap. Which video of mine did you watch, Parul? Was it I wasted my 5 years? Was that the video that you watched of mine? I'm class 11 student, get NEET, but I always have a doubt that will I make it or not as doctor. And sometimes I think my friends become more successful than me. That made me a little distracted. Brother, there will always be people in life at any stage. Even if you are earning a lakh rupees per month, let's say that's your target, right? There will be people who are earning 5 to 10 lakhs. Let's say you earn 5 lakhs. There will be people who will be earning double that. Let's say you earn 1 crore. There are people who will be earning double that. So no matter what stage you reach to, there will always be better people who you can compare to. So is that the cycle that you want to go, where you want to just let your peace of mind be disturbed by other people? There is nothing wrong with taking inspiration from people who are doing something good, but the only thing that you should take from them is inspiration. It should not extend to you criticizing towards yourself that, oh, I'm such a loser. No, that's not healthy, because there'll always be people who are better than you at something or the other. So what do you intend to be a god? You can't be a god. So be realistic. Yes, every question is visible, Akshat. I'm reading as many questions as I can. Hi, Harshit Jain. Why aren't you in politics already? I'd give you every vote I'll ever get. Have you ever voted, Parul? एसएससी सीजीएल का फुल फॉर्म क्या किसी को पता है? मुझे नहीं पता, ठीक है समीर, आई एम द फर्स्ट वन टू एक्सेप्ट कि मुझे नहीं पता. नहीं यार, हर्षित जैन सुनकर कुछ तो समझ में आ रहा है यार. हर्षित जैन सुना सुना लग रहा है. आई एम रियली सॉरी, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोग आते हैं. मुझे सबका नाम, मुझे जनरल में ही नाम याद नहीं रहते, तो मुझे एक स्पेसिफिक इंसान का नाम याद रखना बहुत मुश्किल पड़ता है. I'm literally confused between SSC, CGL, and CAT exam. Currently pursuing BBA second year, completed 12th from PCM and got 62% only, and in 10th 80%. आपको देख के मैंने डेली वीडियोस अपलोड स्टार्ट किया. कल बात हुई थी. कल बात हुई थी. हर्षित जैन. अच्छा, आर यू द बिजनेसमैन हर्षित? कपड़े कपड़े का बिजनेस आपका है क्या? मेरा क्वेश्चन. या अच्छा, आप हो. मैंने आपका जिक्र भी कर दिया लाइव स्ट्रीम में, पता है हर्षित जी. नाम लेके नहीं किया ऑफ कोर्स, लेकिन कर दिया. भैया बताओ ना. आई एम लिटरली कंफ्यूज बिटवीन एसएससी, सीजीएल एंड सीएटी एग्जाम करंटली. आई गॉट योर क्वेश्चन, अक्षत जी. आई गॉट योर क्वेश्चन ब्रो. See, I'll give you my advice now. If you're confused between two exams, you really look at, in general, you need to look at what your end goal is. If it is just merely passing an exam, you need, first of all, you need to understand that the experience of passing an exam is not easy. Okay. You need to imagine what the experience is like. It's like literally being shut in your room and actually doing every day, doing hard work every day. What is the hard work? It's being around your books, it's actually consuming the portion. One thing that you need to check is, do you have that in you? Can you actually like enjoy the process of studying for an exam? Number one, that's the number one factor that you need to ask yourself. The other factor, Akshat, is that you need to look at again what is your end goal. um, for MBA or for SSC CGL, because there are lots of people I know who have finished MBA and they are still complaining about their situation. And I also know that there are lots of people who have given their government exam. There's literally a post. I don't know if I've posted that in my community. There was a post where someone was making like 50 to 70K per month, which I believe a lot of you guys would love, right? And it was a government job. It was very stable. And that guy was not happy with his life because he felt that his work was very mundane. So there are all sorts of people that you will find. So the best approach is that you should know what your end goal is with your life. What is it that you intend to do? If you are choosing something only for the money, chances are it won't be motivating you in the long term. You probably won't be able to consistently do it. You probably won't even be good at it. You'll at best be mediocre at it, and it will make you miserable eventually. So you need to look at your end goal in order to determine. I'm kind of average student, so what should I do? My end goal is just to earn money by anything. Then there are tons of things that you can earn money from, Akshat. I've made several videos talking about what you can earn money from. And there's a video that I'll be uploading soon in the next 2 or 3 days talking about the 5 fundamental skills that you can learn without a degree sitting at your home. हर्षित भैया, मुर्तजा भाई की टी शर्ट कौन से मटेरियल की है? यार आपको याद कैसे रह जाता है इतना सब कुछ? इतनी स्टोरीज याद रह जाती है यार मेरी लोगों को. वाओ, आई एम सरप्राइज्ड. Okay, guys, I really have to go. Lovely stream. This was a relatively long stream. Long लगी मुझे यार, 1 घंटा हो गया. मुझे लग रहा है कि मतलब एटलीस्ट 2 घंटे हो गए. पता नहीं यार, 1 घंटा ही हुआ है. Anyways, guys, this is going to be it for today. And for all you people जो चाहते हैं कि मैं आपको ऐसे ही गाइड करूं और I give you like I listen to your problem and give you proper advice on a one-on-one call. I have the link on the chat available for you to book a one-on-one call with me. Other than that, I do regular live streams on my channel at 8 usually. But yeah, sometimes like this, like today, I get late. Other than that, I upload almost regularly. So yes, guys. तुसी जा रहे हो, तुसी जाओ, मैं नहीं रोकूंगी. थैंक गॉड आप नहीं रोकोगी. तुसी मत जाओ यार, रोक लिया यार, शिट. समीर जी भैया, वॉच किमी नो हावा योर नेम, एक जापानीज एनिमे मूवी है. जब ये मूवी देखोगे आप कहोगे कि ये दुनिया की सबसे बेस्ट मूवी है. ये मेरी गारंटी है, मस्ट वॉच. समीर, आप मुझे बताओ कि आपने ऑडिसी देखी है कि नहीं? हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू पीपल वॉच द ऑडिसी? इफ यू हैवंट वॉच द ऑडिसी, आई वुड रेकमेंड और सजेस्ट यू गाइस टू वॉच द ऑडिसी. I freaking loved it. अब मैं तो I enjoy historical movies. Okay, thanks भैया. Waiting for the video. I have two or three amazing videos planned, guys. But unfortunately आज रिकॉर्ड नहीं हो पाई. एक अमेजिंग वीडियो जो मैंने स्क्रिप्ट करके रखी है. बाय स्क्रिप्ट आई डोंट मीन लाइन टू लाइन. आई डोंट नीड लाइन टू लाइन स्क्रिप्ट्स. व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू रिसेंटली इन माय वीडियोस इज कि मैं बुलेट पॉइंट्स लगाने वाला हूँ. राइट नाउ, until now what I used to do usually is that मैं बुलेट पॉइंट्स नहीं यूज करता था. I just used to like go off whatever was like whatever advice I wanted to give. But I found that I want to be much more precise to the point. So from now on I'll be using more notes and more bullet points. So yeah guys, I've been making notes. I've been making lots of notes. And yeah, यार देखो, मुझे बातें करना इतना पसंद है आप लोगों से, मैं जा नहीं पा रहा हूँ बाय बोलने के बाद भी। Tell its little bit story. Uh, you mean for the Odyssey, Raman? The Odyssey is about Odysseus. It's about Helen of Troy. It's about basically Greek history. I think you'd know about it. Of all people, Raman, you'd know about it. So you're gonna love it. If you love history, you're gonna love it because I loved it. I love history. I love the Greeks. I freaking love them. Uh, by the way, guys, I went on a movie watching spree, and after that, I rewatched or I watched 300. I watched the other version of it, not the first one. I watched the 2014 Rise of an Emperor. Was it? That's the version that I watched. What other movie that I watched? I also watched Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2 was like not as good as Gladiator 1. Gladiator 1 was lovely. Trojan War. It does, yeah, it's about the Trojan War. Like, yeah, it's a part of the movie. I love Zeus. Zeus is the god. Parul. Zeus is the god of thunder. Rise of Empires, that Ottoman one. Yeah, I've watched that as well. I've watched that. That I loved that. I loved that. What character do you love, Parul? Like Zeus, there is no Zeus in the Odyssey, as far as I remember. Okay, you're not talking about Odyssey. I literally watched every other English movie and web series available there full vela. Let me think of something. I'll just ask you if you've watched it. I was. Have you guys watched PK? Oh my God! My favorite Bollywood movies have to be amongst those. PK. Oh my God! One. Oh my God! Two. I love those movies. I haven't watched any Avengers movies and any anime series. Yeah, same. I haven't watched any of them. I've watched. Yes, you can show up even on your worst days. You know, Shubham, interesting story, but like today was literally the example of me showing on my worst days because I was not having that much of a good day. As you can see on my eyes, I don't know if you can make out, but I am severely sleep deprived, and I very much was thinking that I'll skip the live stream for today, but I really kind of had to force myself to sit on the chair and just come in front of you guys. But I'm proud of or I'm glad that I did that. Of course, I'm proud as well, but I'm glad that I did that because this was a great live stream. टॉपिक चेंज कब हो गया? हो सकता है यार, टॉपिक सिर्फ समीर आपको चेंज करने का हक है क्या? दूसरे लोग नहीं कर सकते क्या? Sometimes I'm just into that type of guy, bro. Where Bro, in which field should I switch my career after doing 6 months of job in international BPO? You can change it into customer success, Abhimanyu. Anything, you can either change it into customer success or you can change it into sales. Anything which involves communication, you can change it into a customer focused role, a client focused role. Zeus. It's Zeus. I've been watching Bhojpuri movies lately. You guys are funny. बाय. क्या समीर आप मतलब चाहते हो कि मैं लाइव स्ट्रीम खत्म करूं ना? चलो मैं कर रहा हूं यार वैसे भी. Now tell me what Zeus haven't heard till now. Akshat, Zeus is the Greek, one of the Greek gods, the god of thunder. Have you guys like are you guys fascinated by Greek mythology? I'm absolutely fascinated by it. I haven't entirely read it, but I have a brief or like a little idea of it and I freaking enjoy it. Have you watched Hannibal? I haven't watched Hannibal. I've watched the Silent, what was it? The Silent Lamb? Was that the horror movie? That's what I've watched. So yeah, as I was saying, Shubham, Shubham it is. Yeah, Shubham. You can show up in your worst days and you should absolutely show up in your worst days. A very interesting tip before I leave, like an advice or a lesson, whatever you want to count it. If you guys procrastinate with relation to anything, what you guys need to try doing is just sitting at that particular thing. Let's say, for example, it is very much possible that there was a thing that I was like procrastinating on recording my videos, but today, even despite me being very much sleepy, very much sleep deprived, I decided to just sit and record. Okay. This was earlier in the day, and I found myself absolutely getting normal within 1 or 2 minutes. So, whenever you're not being able to do anything, whenever you're struggling or procrastinating towards something, just give 1 minute of your time. You don't even need to do that activity for like 5 or 10 minutes or an hour. Just aim for 1 minute, doing 1 minute of that thing. If it's exercise that you're struggling to do, if it's any activity, it can be anything, just do 1 minute of it. And you'll get so much in form with that, or your brain will adapt so quickly. The only main important part of doing an activity that you struggle with or procrastinate for is the initial resistance that you face. As soon as you get into that, right, you'll get into that deep focus mode. You won't even face a problem. You know what most famous word? What is it? Khan's NSR. What is it? Is your feed also completely flooded with Ravi Kishan? Yes, it is. Yes, I got another person giving me the reference. के yeah, money is coming, money comes, bro. ऐसा कुछ तो था ना. So yeah, I got a few references, but thankfully my feed does not have that many memes, because now I like to think I've almost achieved Ankh status. So although I'm always in touch with whatever is going on in trends, but I have a brief idea of it, but it's not deep rot, like deep brain rot. भैया क्या गलीज कंटेंट देखना सही है? WTF is गलीज कंटेंट. परुल, इट्स समीर थिंग. समीर यहाँ के हमारे वो है जो मतलब ऐसी चीज बोलते हैं कि मतलब जो जो यहाँ पे रेगुलर आते हैं सिर्फ उनको समझ में आती है. सो एंड दिस इज नॉट द फर्स्ट टाइम समीर जी मुझसे ये सवाल पूछ रहे हैं कि गलीज कंटेंट देखना सही है कि नहीं. सरप्राइजिंगली मैं भी रेगुलर ही आती. I think I remember you now, Parul. I think I get an idea now. I think you've been here once. I remember you being only here once before this. Not. अभी तक मुझे लग रहा था कि दिस इज योर फर्स्ट टाइम ऑन ईयर, अब मुझे रियलाइज हुआ आपने बोला कि हाँ आई हैव सीन समवन लाइक यू कमिंग अर्लियर, लास्ट वीक शायद आप आई थी. इट्स माय फर्स्ट टाइम ईयर. इट्स कैसा कैसन बा. यार ये कितना अजीब निकाला है यार ये YouTube ने. आया मुझे सारे लोगों के मैसेज के ऊपर होवर करना पड़ता है विद माय माउस, उसके बाद मुझे दिखता है कि यार ये मैसेज क्या है. अदरवाइज इट शोज मी द ट्रांसलेशन. जैसे आपने कैसा बा बोला ना, इसमें मुझे आ रहा है इट्स कजन बा. फ्रिकिंग हेल. Twice, and we had good convo last time. I think we had good convo even this time यार. Like आप there are occasionally आप जैसे लोग आ जाते हैं जो मतलब actually में थोड़ा ये सीरियस माहौल को थोड़ा ठंडा कर देते हैं. बिकॉज यूजुअली माई स्ट्रीम्स आर हेलश सीरियस. इट्स मी आंसरिंग लॉट्स एंड लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल इन कंफ्यूजन. सो अंडरस्टैंडेबली द इट्स रिलेटिवली सीरियस. यहाँ ईमानदारी चलेला बाबू नाता घरे जाके सूती बाबू. व्हाट डज दैट मीन? मोदी जी, व्हाट? Islam is also haram, by the way. Guys, chill. Guys, relax. Are we trying to fight? Are we trying to create a riot here in the chat, in the live chat? Modi ji, resign kar do na, please. Yeah, that's what my feed is filled with, by the way. It's filled with like a lot of political content. After the protest, मेरी feed political content से भरी भरी है. At least Reddit की feed. So I don't know यार मैं क्या करूँ उस चीज का. मतलब मैं रिलैक्स करने के लिए भी अगर Reddit खोलता हूँ तो political content ही आ रहा है. So I need to do something about that. Bro, time to end, I think. Yeah, Raman, I have to go now. Can you guys hear the sound of my AC? Can you guys hear it? जल्दी बताओ यार. आपका सोने का टाइम 11 निकल गया, अब की 11 बजे. रमन, इसके बाद मैं दोस्तों से मिलने जा रहा हूँ. माई फ्रेंड्स हैव लाइक अरेंज्ड इट, दे आर ऑलरेडी वेटिंग फॉर मी. तो 11 बजे तो सो नहीं पाऊंगा. इट विल प्रोबेबली बी 12 by the time I go to sleep. But we as a Hindu don't believe that things. एक बोल दूं, वो बोल नहीं पाया था कल. चलो गाइस यार, नाइस नाइस लाइव स्ट्रीम. आप लोगों से कल मिलूंगा 8 बजे, ठीक है? बाय बाय, गुड नाइट. ऑल्सो गाइज, ठीक है यार, मैं अब वापस पिच नहीं करूंगा अपनी. I'm not gonna ask you guys to get on a one-on-one call with me. I think you know. If you need to, you will. If not, it's fine anyway. So yes, guys, bye bye. Good night.